Jai Hind everyone, my name is Mukulit Goel and I am Assistant Professor in Department of MCA at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. And today I am going to deliver a lecture on regular expressions, how to implement a regular expression and what is the use of time series in Python. So before starting with the lecture, I would tell you what is regular expression. Basically, the common use of regular expression is in the presentation or used when you fill any email ID or want to validate any email ID or fill any form and validate that form. So in this lecture, I will explain regular expression in detail, how to write a regular expression in Python and how we can enhance our skills in Python. So the regular expression are powerful string manipulation tool that has modern libraries in the Python, and these are very complicated. You cannot say that regular expressions are very easy. We normally write an email ID, but we don't see the code or we don't know what are the basic technicalities that have been used to validate that email ID. So the regular expressions are very difficult to understand, and they are initially described by the mathematician in 1950s S.C. Klein, who first formalized the model for formalized model designed by McLeod and Pitts that describes the human nervous system. So all these are the sort of meta characters that I am going to explain in regular when we want to use a regular expression in Python. First is the square bracket. So square bracket represents a set of characters, means what characters we want to have in that regular expression. Like not in an email or not only in email ID, if we want to use a regular expression for filling a name, and that name should have only the characters from A to Z, might be in capital or in small. So when we use regular expressions, what characters we need to have, then we put that characters into the square bracket. Like example, these are the square brackets that identify the number of characters or the set of characters and what is defined between A to M, means in that block where we use this regular expression in any form. That will I will show you in the upcoming slides with the use of example, that this square bracket only accept the characters from A to M. Any characters except that A to M is not recognized in that field. Second is signals a special sequence like %D, %A, %B. I will tell all what does it mean in my upcoming slides. So backslash represents the special sequence. Dot represents a character. It represents start width. $sign represents end width. Like I will take an example of email. What $sign represents means with what characters we should end. So when we talk about any email ID, so what email ID consists of a dot, and after that dot it will end with a domain name of that email, like .com for Gmail, like .akg.ac.in for our email IDs which we use for AKGEC. So we should write with what characters it should end. Like in an example, we write planet $sign. So it ends with a $sign. Star represents 0 or more occurrences, means that special character or that set of characters should be represented in how many times. Might be 1, might be 0 or more than 0. Like we write hello, so HE.*O, matlab star can have 0 or more occurrences. Plus is representing for 1 or more occurrences, matlab it should be compulsory that it should be at least once it should be used. Question mark is for 0 or 1 occurrence. 0 or 1 occurrence means it should not exceed more than 1. Like for email IDs, we write underscore. For underscore, we use one or more occurrence or zero or more occurrence, because we can use more than one underscore if we want to define our email ID or name our email ID. But at the rate sign should be one or should be one. So we use plus for the at the rate. It should be at least once at the rate should be used and not more than one. So for these curly brackets, exactly the specified number of occurrences कि हमें that we and how many times we need that character, that number should occur. So for defining O should be write 2 times. So we write 2 under curly brackets. This symbol is used for either yes or either no. Might be it have been used or it not have been used. And parenthesis is for capturing and grouping. This we say exclamatory sign. Exclamatory sign is used for either or. Now what are the flags we use for representing our regular expression? For ASCII, the flag is re.asci. For using regular expression in Python, first we import re. Re is a shorthand for regular expression. So re.asci, the shorthand is re.a. It returns only ASCII matches. For re.debug returns only debug information. re.all have a shorthand re.s, and it makes dot character matches all characters. For ignore case, we use I, and it represents that it should match a case sensitive. Like if I use my name Mukulit, and in the form it is written that it should be in capital letters, then it should match with the capital letters only, and I will not use my name in the small letters. So if in small letters, then it will show an error. So if we use ignore case, then it should be ignore case means insensitive. Whether my name should be in capital letters or it should be in small letters, it doesn't matter. If we use multi-line like we use in an address, then we use re.m. If we want our characters or our sequence should be in more than one line. For no flag, we use no flag. For Unicode, it returns Unicode matching, and it is default for Python 3 and Python 2. And verbose represented using re.x allows white spaces and comments inside the patterns. So these are the flags we use for regular expression. Now we come for the classes. Like we use \a. What backslash mean? Backslash mean a sequence. So \a means when we returns a match if the specified characters are at the beginning of the string. So we use capital A. A-T-H-E means it should be specified at the beginning. \small b returns a match where specified characters are at the beginning or end of a word. \capital B returns a match specified characters are present but not at the beginning. That should be at the any point in your character specification. \D returns a match where the string contains digit. Capital D where it does not contain a digit. Matlab we cannot define any digit in that sequence, in that box, or in that when we want to fill any form. Like if we write our name, full name, then it should not contain any digit. So we should specify by using capital D that in this box there should not be any digit. And where the string contain digits 0 to 9 means like we use a phone number. So we have to specify that this box should only have the phone numbers. No character will be allowed in that. So small s returns a match where the string contain a white space character. Capital S returns a match where the string does not contain a white space character. Small w, any word character. Capital W where it does not contain any word character. and backslash z specified character which we use for the end of the string. Sets we use ARN returns a match one of the specified character. A to n means all the characters between A to n. If we use this symbol, then it means any characters except ARN. It's an example. 0, 1, 2, 3 is specified characters. 0 to 9 means any digit between 0 to 9. 0 to 5 or 0 to 9 means returns a match of any 2-digit numbers. Like we are using 0, 0 or 5, 9. A to Z and A to Z, any lowercase or uppercase, and plus in sets plus exclamatory sign, asterisk, dot, parenthesis, curly bracket has no specific meaning. So plus means returns a match of any characters in the string. Now I will take the regular expression functions like search, match, full match, find all and splits. Split we use especially when we write an email ID because it is divided into 3-4 parts. First it contains your name, then @ sign, then the domain name, then dot, and then after that .com, .in, any special. So re.split, then re.sub, re.subn, re.compile and re.escape. So first I start with re.search. Searches for the first location where the pattern matches and returns a match object. re.match checks for the match only at the beginning of the string and returns a match object or not. re.fullmatch returns a match object if the whole string matches the pattern. re.split splits the string by the occurrence of the patterns and returns a list. re.sub replaces all occurrences of the pattern with the string replacement. re.subn also return the number of replacements made. re.compiles compiles the regular expression pattern into the object for repeated use. And re.escape is used for the non-alphanumeric characters in the pattern so that can match literally. These are the functions which we use in the regular expressions. Now I will come to the code. For writing any code which uses regular expression, we import re. Import our special library name as re, which is the shorthand for regular expression. We define an object in which r \d and string is I went to college at 8:30 am on any date. Result is find all, pattern and string. So what it will do? So it will print the result which is I went to college at 8:30 am on 19 August 2025. It is for pattern matching. What we write in a pattern \w plus, and what is used for the w plus? So the use of w plus is to return that does not contain a word character or contains any word character. And what does plus mean? Plus means it will match any string, returns a match. So what is the output of this? Hello AKG 0 to 7. It find all is for finding the pattern and from the patterns or the string. So in pattern it is write small wl. So it matches all the characters which is into this. So it will represent it will print the same. Now it is for email. Now let us understand what the email regular expression do. We start with our quotes. Then we use a square bracket for defining A to Z 0 to 9 dot underscore percent plus and minus. Then plus @, then same string but it does not contain plus sign, percent sign or minus sign, plus dot A to Z or A to Z occur 2 times, comma, and should not be there, and it end with that $sign. So now I will explain this. A to Z 0 to 9 percent sign plus and minus plus starts with one or more letters, digit, dot, underscores, percent sign, plus sign or hyphen sign. Whatever you want to use in your email for validating an email. At the rate plus के साथ, when we write it with the plus, it means it should contain that at the rate character. Then for domain name, what does that domain name? So domain name should be a character from A to Z in small letters, A to Z from capital letters, 0 to 9 digits. It should have dot or hyphen. It consists of letters, digit, dots or hyphen. Then a literal does dot before the TLD means top level domain, and top level domain have at least 2 characters, dot in, dot AC. So it should not be a single letter word, single letter character. So we write 2 comma, means it starts with only 2 characters, at least 2 characters it have, and it can have more than 2 but not less than 2, and it should be only characters. There are no digits allowed between for the top level domain. So, and we also normally see that we don't have any top level domain with the digits. So we write A to Z, at least 2 digits, and it should end with that. So we use a $sign. So with this, so we define top level domain with at least 2 letters, and at the end I write this regular expression offers good balance between the accuracy and complexity for common email formats. So for defining any email, you can use this line and then apply your logic. You can apply it in anywhere you want. If you want a JavaScript, if you write it in a JavaScript also, then might be some syntax might be a different, but this regular expression from this sign to this $sign means our regular expression between the single quote will be the same for any programming language. It does not dependent only to Python, but if you want to use it in a JavaScript, you want to use it through Java, you want to use it using .NET. So whatever you want to use as a name, username, you can write in the first square bracket. What should be your domain name? It should be in your second square bracket. What is your top level domain means .com, .ac, .edu, .in, whatever you want to write, it should be in your third square bracket, which have one limitation that it should have at least 2 characters. So we write it 2 comma under curly bracket. So this is for email ID. Now we do a email ID verification whether this email ID is right or not. So we match this email ID with this email. So rematch all these characters comma email, the name of the object which I created for my email ID comma email. So it match with this email with all these regular expression. So if it is a valid, then it write valid email address. If else, invalid email address. Substituting a correct, these are the all other programs. Substituting white space with the characters, matching the string which ends with the word happy. It should end with the word happy. So we write are happy $sign. In this college we are happy. So it search this string have this happy keyword, happy word at the end or not. If it founds the match, then it present match found. If it does not found the match, it will print match not found. This email validation actually is very important with terms of examination also. So for URL, if we want to write a regular expression for URL, so first we have HTTPS, then file transfer protocol name, then we have a definite word which is www dot, then it are the list of the characters which should have as a domain name. Then this is for top level domain .com or .ac all this. So it should match that pattern, and it is the code for URL pattern, in which we match this URL with this pattern. If you see, if you have any old system or in which you have a older browser, then you see that in those older browsers we need to write www, and now in the latest version of those email browsers we don't need to write www, because already in the coding, if in the updation, they write this protocol name and this www by default. What we have to do, we have to write it from those domain name. So with this, I end my regular expression topic. Now I comes to time series in Python. Basically, time series in Python, there are two type of time series, which is continuous time series and discrete time series. And time series data is information collected in sequence over time, which is used for our data analysis. If we want to do any data analytic, if we want to visualize any patterns of our data, then we use the time series. And the very nice example of continuous time series is that what we should see in a stock market. And in discrete time series, we can count the events. So it have the four and five concepts, which is a trend, seasonality, moving average, noise, and differentiation. So trend is representing a general direction in which time series is moving. Like we see, you normally, if you watch a stock market, or you normally see, then you see that the word used by the stock analyst, they use the word trend. Okay, it is on the uptrend, or that share price is on the downtrend. Then seasonality, repeated pattern. We normally see some shares, if I take the example of stock prediction only, that this is a season of results, which we see normally after every 3 months. Seasonality also refers when we talk about IMD, that in January, February, or in December, January, February, we normally have the cold weather, and we take the temperature reading. Keep from 3-5 years, it is the coldest day. From 5 years, it is the coldest day. So this all has been done through a data analysis. The moving average is the fluctuations. Noise is the irregular or unpredictable component in a time series. Like we see a excessive rain in November or December. It is we can say that it is the unpredictable or irregular happening in that month. So differencing is used to make the difference of the value by specified interval. Stationality means a statistical property such as mean, variance, and autocorrelated constant. Order of the differencing refers to the number of times the need to be difference to achieve stationality. Autocorrelation is the statistical method used in time series analysis, and resampling is a technique in the time series analysis that is used to change the frequency of data observation. Like if we want to measure the minimum temperature in, if we can say in 10-20 years before, we start doing it from end of October. But now, due to the shift in the you can say in the environment, we observe the cold temperatures starting with the mid of December. So it is the shift. So we need to resample our data. So the key libraries which we use for the time series are pandas and the matplotlib. Pandas is the in pandas we use data frame and series, and in matplotlib we use to plot the patterns. Then we have use the statistical methods for finding the moving average, and for any numerical or statistical computation we use NumPy. With all this, I am ending my lecture. Thank you.